Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Tiller here today with a video all about the Revolutionary War battle that took place very close to us. If you got in a car right now and drove west for just a little more than 1 hour, you would be in the city of Kings Mountain, North Carolina. The city is named after a mountain there, and it is only about 70 miles away from where we live. Here is a map of Charlotte and some towns and cities around it. Do you see Monroe right there? A little to the east is the town of Marshville. Some of you have been there, and I even know a couple of you who live there. We could get in a car and drive on Highway 74, past the Monroe Walmart, through the town of Matthews, through the big city of Charlotte, through Gastonia, and then into Kings Mountain. Kings Mountain is the location of one of the biggest turning points in the Revolutionary War. The Battle of Kings Mountain was a victorious battle for Americans and is believed to have left the British Army questioning their battle strategy and all that they thought they knew about the American soldiers. In October of 1780, almost 3,000 British and American soldiers took part in a battle on the top of Kings Mountain. The American soldiers were led by William Campbell. The British soldiers were led by Patrick Ferguson, who had fought against the Americans in other battles and once threatened the colonists that he would destroy their settlements with fire and sword if they didn't stop rebelling against Britain. This just made American colonists angrier. Even though both groups were in the same area, they didn't wake up that day planning to battle. The American army realized that 2 of its soldiers were missing, and they worried those 2 men might have been spies for the British. So they quickly decided to travel a different way, just in case the spies went to tell Ferguson where they would be. So the soldiers marched toward Kings Mountain instead. The British were on their way to Charlotte that day to meet with another leader, but they got stuck on the top of Kings Mountain due to a big rainstorm. So they just decided to stay there and wait for the rain to pass. The Americans arrived at the base of Kings Mountain that afternoon, and very quickly, Campbell and his soldiers decided to rush up the mountain from all 4 sides, heading straight toward the British. Ferguson and his men were completely taken by surprise by the Americans' boldness and quickness, and they began to fight. Ferguson was killed very soon into the battle, so the man next in charge immediately raised a white flag of surrender, giving up the battle. But the Americans kept fighting for several more minutes. Many people believe they did that because the British had done the same thing in another battle when the American army had tried to surrender. This entire battle only lasted for 1 hour. The British army had 119 soldiers killed, including their leader. 123 soldiers were injured and 664 soldiers were captured. Only 28 American soldiers were killed. So this battle was definitely a victory for Americans, and the British began to realize they might not actually win this war.